Okay, guys, so today I want to talk to you about something very important, and that is where adults are allowing kids to be in situations where they can easily be picked on and humiliated, and they just don't seem to care. Situations where kids are obviously going to get picked on and made fun of. And I just think adults need to be a little bit more aware of these situations and care a little bit more. So let me give you some examples of things that I remember from when I was a kid where I think parents should have tried a little bit harder. So first of all, I know one kid, and when he was younger, he lived in a small town sort of outside of the main city where the school was, and I think there was 2 or 3 of them that lived out there. But anyways, in order for them to get to the school, I guess their parents couldn't drive them. The school had to send out a bus to pick them up and bring them back to the school every morning. But I guess they couldn't justify sending out a full-size bus for 3 kids, so instead they sent out a short bus. Now, I am not making fun of short buses or the people who ride on them or anything like that, but kids are cruel, and this one kid got tormented over it on a daily basis. Now, if I was a parent and my kid was being tormented like this, I would rearrange my life to find a way to drive him to school or something like that. But why would you let your kid get tormented his entire life over like a 20-minute car ride? It's just bad parenting in my opinion. Now, another situation that I remember was there was this kid when I was in grade 1 or 2 maybe, and he had to wear his sister's old pink Velcro shoes. And I remember one day another kid asked him why he wore pink Velcro shoes, and he said because my family can't afford to buy me new shoes. And at the time, I thought that was really sad, and I felt bad for the family. But now that I'm older and think about it a little bit, first of all, here you go. Pair of shoes, Walmart, $8.98. Are you telling me you can't afford $8.98 to get your kid a pair of shoes that'll last him the entire school year, and then he won't be tormented his entire school year? Now, maybe you're thinking, James, you're being too harsh. Sometimes people don't have money. Maybe they really couldn't afford $8.98 to buy him a pair of shoes. But no, I don't buy any of this because every day after school, I would see his mom pick him up and she would stand on the side of the road and she would be smoking. Now, I've got nothing against smoking. I don't personally smoke, but if you smoke, I'm not insulting you in any way. However, a pack of cigarettes right now in Canada is what? $12 for a pack of cigarettes. And the shoes, again, are $9. And I guarantee you she smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. So if you're telling me that you can't afford to buy your kid a pair of $10 shoes, but you smoke a pack of cigarettes every single day of your life that costs more than the pair of shoes, I'm sorry, you're a bad parent. Now, all these situations I've given you are from back in the 90s, and things have obviously changed since then. But there's one thing that hasn't changed, that still goes on to this day, that I don't understand why adults allow it to happen. And that is allowing kids to pick teams in gym class. You know one of the kids is going to get picked last and feel awful all day long. So why do we do this? See, when I was in high school, I was sort of like a middle of the pack kind of guy. You might even say that I was a few spots up from the middle even. Tell your friends about me. So I never personally got picked last, but I could always see the look of shame on that kid's face after getting picked last. And you know whose fault this is? The adult, the gym teacher. How hard would it really be for him to separate the kids into 2 groups and just say, go play? We're not playing for trophies here. It's like a 20-minute game in the end. And half the kids aren't even paying attention. I know I certainly wasn't. So I just wish that these adults would try a little bit harder. They know they're ruining kids' lives and setting them up to feel terrible, so why don't they care? Now let me just stop for a second because I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, James, why are you telling us all this information? We came here for conspiracy theories and for mathematics. I'm unsubscribing. Well, before you get all upset, just hang on a second. I guess I'll make up a conspiracy for you so that you guys don't get all upset with me. So I don't know, I guess your gym teacher is trying to find out who the most athletic kids are so he can take them and mutate them and add them to his pig army, or I don't know, whatever. So, okay, let's get into the conspiracy for you guys. I don't want you mad at me. So, I don't know, I guess pigs have 4 legs, so if you take 4 and add it to 1, the number of tails they have, it gives you 5, which just happens to be the number of points on a pentagram. And then I found this can of Campbell's pork and bean soup, which has 626.2 milligrams of sodium in it. So if you take the 5 and multiply it by 626.2, it gives you 3131, which just happens to be the address to this restaurant, Spoon and Pork. Oh my god. And this Spoon and Pork restaurant's address is in Los Angeles, California, 90001. And they cook a lot of Asian-inspired dishes using a wok, which is like an Asian pan they use. So now we have WOK 90001. So then I look into this game Warhammer, which has these little like statues that you paint, and I look up stock number WOK 9001, and guess what piece of Warhammer has that stock number? This Pig Warrior. So that just goes to show, guys, sometimes when you think there's no conspiracy theory, sometimes the math just adds up and suddenly you find yourself in the middle of a real conspiracy theory. So I was trying to joke around there, but I mean, here we are. Be careful if you're in gym class, because clearly your gym teacher is trying to turn you into a pig warrior. So yeah, on a side note though, I decided it was time to find out which one of my Patreon supporters were the strongest. So I took them out of my basement and brought them to my old school field and split them into 2 teams. And they're just going to fight to the death. So everybody pick a sword. And if you're worried about what's going to happen to them and how this is going to end up, I can assure you that none of the meat will go to waste, so don't worry. But anyways, if you want to join the Patreons, there's a link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.